Hello, everyone. I am here with your productivity encouragement tip, and today it is move your body. That may seem like a strange productivity tip, particularly as it applies to writing, but you probably have heard that sitting is really unhealthy for you, almost as bad as smoking, something around those areas, right? Whatever it is, it's not good for you, right? And yet, as writers, we do tend to spend a lot of time in front of the computer. Certainly, there are people who like to dictate, and that's certainly something I think, even just for brainstorming, if you can walk and dictate anything that gets you away from your computer for a little bit, that's a fabulous thing. But when you have to edit, you have to be in front of the computer, right? So I would encourage you to find some time every day to do whatever movement you want to do. And this doesn't have to be exercise. It can, if you like to dance, you can do a dance party in the kitchen, right? Turn on some funky music, whatever you like, and just have fun. It's the whole concept is for your mental health and your physical health. You want the blood to flow. It gets better blood flow to your brain when you move. Your brain will work better when it has more blood coming to it. It's more oxygenated. It's better for your mental health. I mean, you just feel better when you can move around and really reconnect with your body. We spend a lot of time in our heads as writers, and so connecting to your body is really important. A lot of writers love to walk. I mean, there's famous talks about writers who have walked and done a lot of walking as part of their process. So C.S. Lewis was famous for walking the hills near his Cambridge. Yes, Cambridge. I didn't think about that for a minute. Or was it Oxford? Now I'm going to totally confuse myself, and somebody will correct me. One of those colleges in England, universities in England, had a lot of hills, and and I just read about this too, so I don't know what's going on with my brain. But anyways, he did a lot of walking, and so there's definitely a lot to be said about authors who have walked and get their ideas. A lot of authors love to walk. But I would say anything that you can do to get up, set a timer or alarm. When I'm doing this well and not recovering from hip surgery, I have my variable height desk. So right now I'm sitting, but I'll put it up and I'll have a timer. There's an app that came with it for my phone, and every 20 minutes or so, it'll remind me to change positions. So that's a great way. A variable height desk is a wonderful way to get that switched up a little bit. I know people that have the little pedal things under their desk. I think that's a really great thing to think about. I'm going to be looking into that. But finding ways to switch things up, switch things around, do things a little bit differently. Even if you just get up, I know those of you who have Fitbits, at the 10 to the hour, it'll buzz you if you haven't gotten 250 steps in, right? And it gives you 10 minutes to go get those in. And I get really motivated by this because I get the little fireworks display that comes off when I hit my step count by the end of the day, and the little encouraging note it gives you. Good, you conquered the hour, right? And it's silly, but it works because sometimes we're motivated by the smallest things. So it reminds me to get up and do several laps around my house if I have not gotten enough steps in. And it's great for working out plot problems. A lot of times I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll think about it while I'm walking around. And there's a real great fancy German word for that I also cannot think of at the time, but it's the idea that you've created this open loop. And so your brain really doesn't like open loops. It wants them to be closed. And so if you walk away in the middle of trying to solve a problem, your brain will keep working on it, trying to solve that problem. So it's a really great thing, actually, to get up from your writing, move around, and come back. And I've talked about deep work quite a bit. I'm a big fan of that, but your brain can only handle about 90 minutes of that. And that's if you've worked up to that. So while I don't recommend hopping off and getting on to social media, I do recommend getting up and taking a walk, because you can walk and still stay in deep work if you are continually thinking about your process. So anyways, I hope those are a couple ideas to think about. Somehow consciously put some movement into your day, periodically throughout the day, and maybe some bigger stretches if you have ability to do it. But the most important thing is that you do it in a way that you enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy it, you won't do it. You won't stick with it. So stick with it. Find something that you can do and enjoy. And it doesn't matter if people think you're silly. If you like to hula hoop, do that, right? I think of all the different kinds of dance styles that there are. You can jump rope. I know people have the little mini trampolines. I mean, there are ways to do it that are fun, things that you enjoyed as kids. If you're super athletic, you can just run, right? You can just run to the end of the block and back. You don't have to go run a marathon. You don't have to go run 5 miles. I can't run anymore, but those of you who can could do that. I sometimes just walk out. My mailbox is down and around quite a bit. We have a cluster mailbox, and I often get up and just walk and go to the mailbox, go check the mail, because it gets me out of my house. I get some fresh air. I get some sunshine, right? So again, it doesn't have to be anything big. It could just be something small throughout your day that gets you up out of this chair. And if you can work on doing some standing desks, if you could do some dictation, there are other ways to think about incorporating movement with your writing. You're going to be able to stay healthier and be healthier as a writer over a long period of time. Joanna Penn has a book called The Healthy Writer, I believe. She wrote with a doctor, and there's a lot of these kinds of tips in there. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. And she has some podcasts about it as well. So I hope you enjoy that productivity encouragement tip, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.